Hi, everybody. As with many live videos these days, I wanted to share that this one may go really well, or it may go south and we won't be able to do it. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. This is Dina Chan. I am the Community Engagement Manager here at the Aneurysm and AVM Foundation. And we wanted to go live today as opposed to, just send you out little mini clips and things like that. I hope that people find this to be helpful. We've had some live things happen since we've been in quarantine, and it's been fabulously helpful for everyone. So here we are. And I do see some people getting on, so thank you so much for that. I wanted to start today before beginning with anything else and really give a huge heartfelt shout out to our friend Josh Michael. Josh is having a really difficult time today and just came home from the hospital. He has an AVM and it's an active bleed, and it's just, as we all understand, it's a hard time. Speaking of which, and not to go too far, hi guys, too far the other way, I'm joining you a little grayer, as we all are, obviously a little more bored than otherwise, and not because there's not a ton to do. We all know there's a ton to do. But with all of that joking aside, I wanted to give a huge sending of love to all of our friends and our colleagues and just our huge community of folks here at UCSF and Stanford and across the country, from UW to Barrow to Cleveland Clinic to Miami and Pittsburgh and everyone in between, and just tell you that we're with you, and hi guys, we really and truly cannot thank you enough for your service and all of the things that you're doing to help our families right now. So please be safe and do everything that you're able to do. Just be safe. So I'm hearing from Tatiana that she prefers the Zoom interaction. I don't blame you. There's lots of fun ways to interact, and we'll get to that in a second. So speaking of services, one of the things that we wanted to talk about a little bit today is that we are still up and running, whether it's from our beautiful homes or across the country in different ways. I wanted to talk a little bit about the services that are available to you because they're still there. We're still here for you. And one of them, of course, is that a lot of people are always looking for vetted, good, solid information that they didn't get from their neighbor about our diseases that we're all facing. And so we just wanted to remind you that our website is a fabulous place for that information. And while I was going to share my screen, I think that we're going to stick with the old school way to make sure everyone can see things. And so if you need really good info, I just want to remind you that you can go to TAAFonline.org, and there are all kinds of amazing videos there and opportunities for you to learn, again, vetted information. I know that that's difficult when we're trying to remain connected to our community, and sadly, our communities have their own individual ideas of what's happening to them, and that may not be what you need to hear. So vetted information is important. Also, probably the thing that makes TAAF the most unique is that we do one-on-one service all the time. We have call-in opportunities to usually 99% of the time speak to me. And I want to make sure that people know that that's still happening. So if you need to chat, whoop, That is our phone number for chatting. I think that the one-on-one service that we offer is not only unique because others don't do it in the same way or at all, but also because that's where you can get the most services offered to you that are tailored to you the fastest. And I think that that tailoring is something that a lot of folks miss out on. And especially right now when we're having to attend things in a telemedicine way, or just not at all. Again, my heart goes out to those of you that had surgeries scheduled and they had to be postponed. So another really great way to get tailored one-on-one services offered to you directly. So we're still doing that, and I want to make sure that you know that it's still there for you. The next thing that I wanted to chat about is I wanted to make sure that people knew that our support groups are still meeting. So we here at the Aneurysm and AVM Foundation, we actually host the support group, and that support group is here in San Francisco at UCSF on a monthly basis. Originally, like many organizations, we canceled and realized very quickly that being shut up and just separated from these groups of people that keep us going was not only not helpful, but it was actually kind of, hurting our community. And so we opened up and we had our first ever online support group. It was fabulous. We had nearly 30 people attending at one time, which is really great for an online community. That I was really surprised that we had everyone able to do that. We were able to all take turns and still talk, which is also great. And so just so you know, the next one will be held on the same date. We always are on the first Thursday of the month. So April 2nd, 4/2, we will be meeting. And those of you that are in the support group will be getting emails to that end. And you're really encouraged to make sure that you are attending so that we can see your pretty faces and that we can get all of us in the same place at the same time. That will be at 6 p.m., our normal time, but we will do that again online. We will not, sadly, be able to pipe in the speaker that we had, but it's probably best anyway. With all of us shut up and not being able to see each other, I think that it's going to be the most productive. Hi, Bridget. Anyway, it's going to be the most productive to be able to see each other and have that one-on-one time and not share it right now with our speaker who was going to be on there. So just as a reminder, we wanted to make sure everyone knew that we are still open. We are still serving. The website is up for all of the good info. Our one-on-ones are happening every single day, and you should call. I will put that up again in a second. Another way to stay connected, we just want to remind people, is that we're on all social media platforms. So and yes, I printed these in black and white because supposedly black and white works better on this stuff. I don't know. You can tell me if you saw it or not. But obviously here on Facebook, we are here. We're on Twitter, where personally, we probably spend most of our time hanging out on Med Twitter with all of our doctors and people in the know. And then also, of course, we're on Instagram, a great place to meet our TAAF youth ambassadors if you don't know any of them. Those are young people between the ages of 10 and 17 who are ambassadors of the Aneurysm and AVM Foundation, and they are going out into their communities and they are advocating and raising awareness and earning volunteer hours and things that will make them just better overall citizens and obviously better advocates for the diseases. So staying connected on social media, super awesome. Lastly, because I did give you our phone in earlier, I want to make sure that you can email me anytime. So this is my email address. Again, that's Dina@TAAFonline.org. It's a great way to set up those one-on-ones and personally a fabulous way for me to be able to stay connected to you quickly. Most of the time, once you've connected to me, you'll have my cell phone number as well, and you can text me, ask questions without maybe doing the long form, get on the phone conversation if you don't need a lot of help that day. But it's a fabulous way to stay connected as well. The next thing that I want to do is I want to answer some questions that have come around about our pivot from TAAFWalk on the ground to TAAFWalk live. And so a couple questions that have come in have to do with timelines. So I'm looking over here because I wanted to write them all down for you guys. And of course, I can take live questions too. But one of the questions was, why this format? Why now? Why are you switching from what we love to this thing where we won't be able to see each other? And I wanted to make that crystal clear. As a group, so the board of directors, myself, and we took a lot of phone calls and emails from all of you. The biggest thing that we heard was, please don't do nothing. As a group, you did not want us to cancel altogether. It would have been ideal, we know, to maybe put it off into the summer months. But again, because so many things were being canceled and so many other things are already planned, we were advised that would also make it very difficult for people to attend later on in the year. So this grand, amazing idea of still keeping the heart of TAAFWalk alive by joining together in kind of a hybrid event, right? Like it's us live, some of you live, call-ins live, and a lot of pre-recorded material that will be only shared to you. Only people who register can actually see it. That was where we came down. And to be fully honest, it still may not happen. As many of you know, San Francisco and all of California have been in shelter in place for quite some time now. I believe that this is week 2. I forget what day it is. And our schools have been told that they are not open again until May 1st. That's very, very close, we know, to our deadline of having the TAAFWalk live event. So we are going to do everything we can to bring this event to fruition. And we ask that you continue to send us your love and your ideas and all of your support that way. But we will do our very, very best to bring this, like I said, to fruition. So why live was a great question that came up. And again, it stems from feedback from all of you that, and also the original idea behind TAAFWalk. And that's that it's supposed to connect us. It's supposed to bring us all together. And so offering this opportunity for you to interact with us, even though you might be in Nova Scotia, was just the best format we felt to be able to do that. Interestingly enough, that's where a lot of our very happy feedback has come from. And that's from people who are not able to always make it to San Francisco. And that group of people, wow, you've always had the opportunity to walk with us, but being able to now see some of it live and interact live, your feedback has been phenomenal. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, especially with me. It keeps me really happy knowing that our service and the things that we've had to do in such a difficult time are still working. Another question that came in just right now has to do with why are we, well, it says specifically, why go through so much trouble? It's not trouble. Serving you, serving our community is, it's what we do. And we believe quite sincerely that service is healing. And we know that when we are serving you, we do our best work. So it's not any trouble at all. It's definitely different, and it will be a new way for us all to interact, but definitely no trouble. And forgive me again, I'm looking over here because I have another computer open and I'm looking at some of the messages that have come in. Let's see. Where do I get the best information on how to do this? Ooh, good question. So if you were to go to our website that I showed earlier, under the tab for Awareness Walk, we created a completely new tab called Updates. And it's chronologically showing you from, hey guys, COVID-19 is affecting everyone, to, oh my goodness, we're going to have to pivot, to here's what the new thing looks like. And now, if you've been following along for this week, there are even some really, really great explainer videos that really tell you what TAAFWalk is, what are the 3 ways you can interact. And so the best place to answer that question is go to the Updates tab. Yeah. Let's see. What other questions are coming across? Let me look at this one. Okay, so someone wants to know if they still get their fundraising prizes. Okay, great. The answer is yes. So this TAAFWalk Live option works exactly the same way as the original TAAFWalk would, live, on the ground live. So anyone who is an advocate level fundraiser, which means you've raised $150 or more, you will get these amazing pins. They're the 15th anniversary pins. And you can find a photo of those further down in this week's post from Facebook, and all over, actually, on Twitter and Instagram too. So, and then because it's our 15th anniversary, the top 15 people or fundraising teams actually qualify to get these amazing, not hoodies. I'm wearing an old hoodie, if you can see it. I don't think you can. This is a hoodie that I earned a couple years back. And we usually do top 20, but we thought it would be more fun since it's the 15th anniversary to do top 15. These are also on the feed. You can see them this week. They're white. They have like a zipper, and they're super nifty. And then, of course, anyone who's registered will get the anniversary t-shirts. So yeah, to answer that question with a short answer, yes, you still get all of the same fundraising prizes that you normally would. I also saw a question about the 3 ways. There are 3, there we go, 3 ways to join. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. So as long as nothing else happens and we still get to leave our house around May 1st, TAAF itself, ourselves, the board, we and our docs, we will all be at TAAFWalk Live Studios, which you can see at the top of this feed. And there we will be sharing with a host. We'll have a host because none of us are Jimmy Fallon. We'll have a host who actually helps us run the event that day, and they will share all of this content. But the 3 ways that you can interact that day are very, very fun. 2 of them are live. So one is if you are pre-registered, so if you're registered by the 10th of April, then we are going to choose 5 groups that get to go live that day, like physically live via video. And that's going to be really fun. We hope to be able to say hi to your team, even if it's just the 2 of you, because you're not allowed to be hanging out around each other. Or maybe it will be your whole team because you all live together, we hope. Anyway, so 5 teams will get to go live that day with us. And then, so that's option 1. Anyone else who's registered will get an option to call in. You can call in, and it will be quick call-ins where we'll try to take as many people as we can. Of course, you can ask a question from one of the doctors or our nurses. You can ask a question of one of us. Every single person who's involved with TAAF has a direct connection. As many of you know, I lost my mother to a burst aneurysm on Christmas Day when I was 16, and it changed my life considerably. And it changed the lives of my father and my brothers, and just everything was different in the span of less than 24 hours. So we too are happy to answer questions and comment and say hi to you. And more importantly, because it's a celebration, because this is our 15th anniversary, 15 years of serving this community, we want those call-ins to just be as equally celebratory. If you want to just say hi and say, you guys rock, that's wonderful. So that's option 2, the call-ins. And then the third option is a pre-recorded option where you can edit yourself 1,000 times and not look like this. But it's a 15-year celebration video. We had hoped to make it a little bit over the course of the year and give us all a little bit more time to do it. But as we have come to find out, we are all in this community really needing to be connected. And so that third option is to send in your own 10 to 15 second video. And then all of those videos are going to be put together as a compilation video of celebration. And they will include, we hope it'll include many, many of you, some of our previous TAAF folks from Friends of TAAF and folks across the country. And we just want you to have a wonderful time doing that. So the number one thing the producers have told me to remind everyone is when you make your video, please do not include any music. I guess it has to do, of course, with, infringements and rights and things like that. So if you send in your clip and it has music in it, we'll have to send it back. So sorry. So anyway, those are the 3 ways that you can interact on the day of TAAF Live. In addition to which, we're going to bring you all of the things that we normally would. We will have a version of the band there. We will have the speakers, and you will get to interact a little bit with them. And we will have the only thing we won't have is we will not be able to eat at all. So sorry, no cake or any of that stuff. That's the biggest one. So those are the 3 ways to interact. Here's a question. So someone wanted to know, how can, thanks, Vanessa. Vanessa just told us we're awesome. Yay, she can't wait to walk. How can we make a donation? So, hey, thank you for that. Wow. You can always support an individual walker who is fundraising. You can support a person who is like the team leader. So you can find a team on the page and support them. And already, I have to say this, you guys have raised nearly $10,000 already, which is amazing. But if you just wanted to donate to the TAAFWalk Live event itself, also in that update section that I referenced earlier, and I'll show you again, you can just make a donation there as well. And you don't have to, you can be anonymous, you don't have to identify a team, or you can join my team. I have not really fundraised yet. Mine actually starts, I think, on Monday. But yes, thank you. Golly, one of the things that volunteers of TAAF and my own family and friends, everyone asks me, or they don't ask me, pardon me, they say anecdotally, just, it's really hard to ask people for money. It's hard to fundraise. And I always say the same thing, and that's, it should be. It should always be a little bit hard because everyone is going through something. And right now we're going through way more than anyone has ever asked of us in this generation. So we understand. And I want to say that, while we love big donations and small donations and donations in the middle sizes, just the fact that you understand that your donations pay for the amazing programming and the people and the efforts at being of service to this community, that means so much to us. And we understand that that it is a difficult time. So whatever you're able to give is something that makes a real difference. It allows me to be here to do these things. It allows those one-on-ones. It definitely makes sure that we are able to support long-term projects. So I promise you, they're not with me right now, but they're with me in spirit when I say that all of the folks that we are supporting with grants, they are so grateful for the work that we are all doing in supporting them financially in their just amazing research. So thank you for the person who asked the question about how to give. We really very much appreciate it. So I'm going to wrap up since there don't seem to be any other big questions out there. I'm going to go in reverse order and remind you that you can email me anytime here. All right. I want you to stay connected everywhere, obviously Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, right? We want to make sure that you remember that those call-ins happen every day. I started this by saying that we have a very special friend, Josh Michael, an AVM high schooler who is having a very rough time. So if you are hearing this, Josh, we love you and you're going to get through this. And it's his one-on-one actions by taking action to have a one-on-one that we are connected to Josh. So please, everyone, if you need to, give us a call. I remind you that, thank you, Vipul. I remind you that when you interact with me, most of the time you're going to get my cell phone, so that's a great way to interact by being able to just text one another. And then that update section to TAAF, again, it appears, or to TAAFWalk, pardon me, that update section is under the Awareness Walk tab of Okay. All right. So I know that this is a difficult, challenging time for everyone. And I know that your hearts are with all of our nurses and doctors and friends. And again, we give our love to them and remind them that we care and that we send our love to you and we want you to be safe. And I thank everyone who has reached out to me personally. I'm fine. We're all inside and it's a pain, but it's nothing compared to what our friends at these hospitals are having to deal with. And lastly, I remind those locals, or if you're not local, now it's your time to join our support group because we will be going live again, round 2. We are not canceling our support groups. So that will happen on April 2nd. I love you guys a lot. And I hope that you feel the love and you know that we're here. And let's make TAAFWalk Live rock. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.